Yeah, so when it comes to tax policy, when you think or when you hear all the rhetoric, right? It's we got to tax the rich. Now they're talking about unrealized capital gains tax from the Democratic Party, from Kamala Harris in the proposal that they just announced. And there's a few things to look at. First and foremost, the wealthy in America pay the vast majority of taxes. If I'm looking over here, this is the tax foundation for the US, where they calculate all the statistics of federal taxes that are paid. The top 50% of all taxpayers pay 97.7% of all federal individual taxes. So what does that mean? The top 50% as far as income pay 97.7%, which means the bottom 50% pays 2.3% of all the taxes. What does that say? The vast majority of taxes are paid by those making middle to high income. To even go further than that, the top 1% pays 45.8% of all income taxes that are paid. And this is as of the year of 2021. Since then, and since the Biden administration, taxes have only increased, and now they're talking about increasing them even more. So the top 1% pays 50% almost of all the federal income taxes. So when they talk about the rich don't pay their fair share of taxes, they pay all the taxes. Who doesn't pay the fair share of taxes are those who are benefiting from the policies that are taxpayer funded, which is the lower income individuals. So going back to the policies that Kamala Harris is now talking about when it comes to unrealized capital gains tax. What is a capital gains tax? Capital gains means if I invest my money into an asset, the returns I make on that money are capital gains that I made that are already taxed. You already have to pay a high tax on capital gains. So what does unrealized mean? It means if I buy a property that I paid for with tax money, then buying that property, that asset, if it appreciates, like the next year they do an assessment and my property appreciated, let's say for means of making it simple, right? I buy $100,000 property. The next year they assess it and it's $120,000. I now theoretically made $20,000 on that property. However, I haven't cashed out. So I haven't even received the investment amount or the return amount because I haven't cashed out on the property. The federal government, the tax proposal is now saying I should be taxed on that $20,000 because it's unrealized capital gains. Once it's realized means I cashed out and I actually got the return on my investment. So they're trying to tax money on things that you invested in or your money that's already taxed before you even get the return on it. So it's just crazy. They're just trying to tax more and more of your money. Why? Because first and foremost, the government's trying to tax us more money, but if you look at us and from a budget perspective, we're trillions of dollars in debt. What does that mean? The political figures that are trying to tax us more money don't even know what to do with our current money that we have. They clearly run a deficit. They spend more than we actually make. So do you think we should give them more of our money? We don't even know where it's going. Why is it when you get into politics, you actually make more money during your time in government than in private life? So there's an issue of where our money is going. And at the end of the day, it's a false statement and they're lying to you when they say the rich doesn't pay their fair share, because the rich here in America pay the vast, vast majority of taxes.